Hello there, it's Paul here and welcome along everyone. If you'd watched my last video, you'd have seen that I had a little bit of a failure, but it was really more a lesson. This video was really carrying on from that project where I'm going to carry on and use the rest of the blank. So this is what's left of the blank. This was basically out of this corner here, and I still have certainly one really good piece there. Do have the pith on the top here. The one this side also is reasonably large as well, but this one on this side is where the crack has gone right through the middle there. Not sure how much of that I'll be able to use. Also got the big area of the pith running through here, and hopefully I can then do something with these pieces as well. So I've now got this piece mounted between centres. The grain now is running in the length of the spindle. This has been sanded to 240 inside and 600 on the outside, and I've just used a small file to try and get rid of most of the little fuzzies. And I'm just going to give this a coat of sanding sealer, well, probably a couple of coats inside and out, and then sand it back the best I can. That's now had a couple of coats of sanding sealer and knocked back with a 600 between each coat. I'm just going to use my shellac mix. And the way I do this, it's exactly the same as I've done on my previous projects, just literally wiping it on to put a layer of shellac on the work. This has now had several coats on the outside there. I've only really given it one coat on the inside, but then what I've done is I've literally wet sanded and I've literally wiped one coat over this again. So that's from one piece of wood, and with the light going in there, I don't really want it sitting in there so that the light is at the bottom there, because it's just going to show up on all these holes. So for the next piece, I've got this piece. Now I'm hoping that I can create some form of a base here. And that's the first section finished, so that fits in there nicely now, and then the lid goes on there. I'm quite happy with this bit here. I've just sort of turned that more into a feature, sanded it down so it's reasonably flat. This is probably the next piece I'm going to use, so I will just cut this off square. whole project, from initially picking up that oak blank, has been a really challenging project, especially when starting off with this and I had the blowout. I wanted to try and use as much of the wood as possible, and hopefully you can see here, I mean, we've got a large chunk there which potentially I could still do some more things with, and that large chunk there really is just where the pith runs right through, so it's very restrictive to what you can do with that. The last one I did, when I basically ripped a piece of this off with all this nice jagged edge, I thought, right, if I can sand up nicely all the flat edges and keep the jagged edges, it would make a really, really nice stand. All three of these are really, really different when you look at them closely. The third one is certainly my favourite, and I think the reason for that is that when I was then doing the curve on the top there, and I come across a knot there which blew out, and it's left that slightly bigger hole, and it's got so much more character in the wood. Now, you might not like any of these, you might like all of them. The whole purpose really of this project is just like several of my other ones. When you pick up a piece of wood, just because it might not be suitable for what you want initially, it's probably going to have a purpose for something else rather than throwing it away. For finish wise, again, I've gone for the shellac. It really is an easy finish to do. Thanks a lot for watching.